but I really enjoyed going throughout the state and talking to people about our government and the three branches of government, and how the one group is to make the law, another is to see that it's executed, and then the third branch is to try to interpret that law, try to resolve disputes between people, and try to get people to see that role, and especially talking to young people, children in schools and things like that. I really enjoyed that. And so I was able to do my work and at the same time be able to do some other things that I enjoyed probably even better than having to resolve disputes in the court system.
You, as I've said before in our discussion today, have been the first of a lot of things. In 1999, you reached yet another first, and became the first African-American Chief Justice. And a remarkable feat in and of itself. What some would say is the cap on a remarkable career. I'm not sure that's the cap yet myself, but what did it feel like to be in the old House chambers or Senate chambers, whichever it was, in the Capitol, and take the oath as the Chief Justice of North Carolina?
I felt good about North Carolina, and I said, well, I think we're making progress in North Carolina. I have to add that in appointing me to the position, the governor was following tradition, and the tradition was to appoint the most senior member of the court as Chief Justice. And the governor followed that tradition because I was the most senior member of the court at that particular time. But to take that oath and think about the day that I couldn't pass a literacy test, and to think about the day that I introduced a bill in the legislature to abolish the literacy test as a requirement for voting, and people said that there was no chance the bill would ever get through the House, or if it did, they would kill it in the Senate. And of course the bill passed the House and passed the Senate. And to think about just the history of North Carolina made me realize that here I am in a position, hopefully, to influence the court system throughout North Carolina and to make some needed changes that needed to be made. And so it was a very good feeling.
Looking back over your career, and all the different things in which you've been involved, and clearly you have been in the position to be a role model for a lot of people. And I know personally for a lot of people that both black and white. Tell me how you've tried to live as a lawyer, and what qualities you've tried to exhibit as a lawyer that you think have made people look up to you and have made you a role model to other people.
Those are good questions. I'm not sure what the answer is. First of all, I believe in the law, and I believe that if properly interpreted and properly handled, that's the way to run a society. And so in the practice of law, I've tried to respect the law. I've tried to respect the court system. I've tried to respect the judge who is presiding in a particular case, even though I disagree with him on things. As Chief Justice, I tried to be fair in terms of looking at the whole system and that type of thing. But I think the other thing that maybe people may have noticed is that I tried to explain to people, this is the way things are. This is the way we operate. Now, you have a role in this. And whatever that role is, if everybody will do his part or her part, whether it's just voting, whether it's educating people about voting, whether it's learning about the process that operates, whatever it is, if all of us will participate, that we'll have a better society. And one of the things that I talked about a lot was jury duty. And I told people on several occasions that people said, how can I get out of jury duty? I said, I'm not going to tell you. I said, I'll tell you how you can maybe get a postponement if you have a good reason. I says, but I don't want to tell you how to get out of jury duty. I want you to be a juror. I want you to come in and be a part of this system to make it work. I said, if good people don't come and serve as jurors, who are we going to get to serve? You know, and so I think this type of approach that some people may have seen that it's real, and that I mean what I say. And of course, I've tried to follow the law myself and abide by it and that type of thing. So I think all of that may have had some bearing on it.
Chief, it's been an incredible pleasure to talk to you. The last question I want to ask you today is what are you most proud of? What accomplishment, what action, what part of your life, the way you've lived it, makes you most proud?
I could name a lot, but I'm going to surprise you with two things. The first one is being chosen and having the honor to speak for commencement for Grimsley High School when my son Harlan was in the graduating class and a member of the basketball team, and to be able to talk to those students. Okay. The second one was being able to administer the oath to my son, Henry Frye Jr., as a Superior Court judge. And aside from just the personal pleasure of those occasions, was the fact that I feel good about both of their development. And one of the problems with people in public office who are very busy doing so many things is that sometimes our children are left out and go astray. And so I guess mine is, I think that my wife Shirley and I somehow have managed to set a good example for them. And I feel good about that.
And that third thing was marrying Shirley Frye.
Well, okay.
Who is responsible for you and your children as anybody, wouldn't you agree?
I would agree, and probably more responsible than anyone else.
A remarkable person in her own right.
Yeah.
Chief, it's a pleasure, and thank you for this time that you've spent with us. And more importantly, thank you for what you've done and meant to North Carolina and to the legal profession, to the judiciary, and to those of us who admire you so much.
Thank you very much.